She is a mother, a grandmother, a realtor, and now Republican candidate hoping to unseat incumbent State Representative J.A. Moore in November. Let's welcome Latricia Pond, who is vying for the State House's 15th district representing Charleston and Berkeley counties. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
So first question for you, Latricia, is why did you decide to run for office?
I have listened to people, and we seem to be in a state where we start crying out to the choir. You know, we're screaming at each other, saying, you know, somebody need to do something about this. I don't like what's going on. And I was one of those people preaching to the choir. I heard God say, "Why don't you get up and do something?" You know, you're whining, you're complaining, but who's standing up to do something?
Well, there's just so much that you can do when you're constantly in this echo chamber, right? So to actually make a difference and to do something, and faith, freedom, and family is a big part of your campaign. But what makes you a strong candidate to run in a political position, to run for public office?
Well, part of it is my upbringing. I grew up with a mentally ill mother. I mean, I had to survive. I grew up in a project called Georgia Great Home. I don't know if a lot of people have heard about that, but I grew up in a project, grew up in poverty. I grew up here in Charleston, South Carolina. This is my home. It's always been my home. I mean, I lived in New York City as a child, a little bit, but came back home, and this was my home, and I love this place, and I love the people of my district and of the state of South Carolina. So it was nothing for me to get up and say, I have to, you know, to run and to represent the people of my district. And what makes me different is I believe in representing the district. And when I say the district, I don't mean a certain group of people and just part of my neighborhood. But my district includes Berkeley County and North Charleston. So I don't care what color you are, I don't care what background you are, I don't care who you are in that district. I represent those people of that district.
Where do you think those counties need improvement?
Well, we have, of course, you know, like everybody else, you know, flooding problems and traffic problems, which is having increased because we have increase in volume of people. You know, so you go to, you get into traffic. I live right along the interstate. I live right off of the interstate right there on I-26 as you're coming out of Greenwich. So imagine having to get up. If you don't get up a little bit early to get out, you're in trouble.
Well, that is certainly true. So infrastructure is number one. Thoughts on education?
Education, I'm against the, you know, number one, the doctoration of children in school. You know, I believe that education should be based on math, arithmetic, and English, and academics. I believe it's the parent choice to say what their kids should learn in school, and not the choice of the school itself. I also believe that that, you know, we should have a school of choice, and I also believe that the money should follow the child.
Yeah, well, you and Senator Tim Scott think the same way because
yes, we do.
He's
all
my
friend.
He is your friend. He's your friend. He's a friend to Fox 24
and not
as
because of I guess our beliefs are the same. But I've known Tim Scott since church. We went to the same church a long time ago.
Is that right? Yeah.
Before he became senator.
What a small world it is here, isn't it true? I mean, here you are representing your neighbors as well. And finally, for people who want to learn more about you, are you going to be having any appearances? Are you going to be traveling anywhere?
I've been traveling. I've been to Washington, D.C. I've been everywhere, and I'm going to continue to travel everywhere. I'm going to continue to be visible in my neighborhood, which is what I've always done. I like to go to the Resource Center over there on Rivers Avenue.
And should you be elected, though, what would your first order of business be?
The first thing I would probably be concerned about is the education of children in school. Because the children are our future.
Indeed.
You know, and what we instill in them today is what they'll be tomorrow. You know, the Bible tells you to train up in a child in the way that he should go, and they won't depart from it. So if we instill the wrong thing in these children, then we're going to be stuck in a society that they're going to become our leaders.
Well, Latricia, I think we've just barely skimmed the surface. We've got a lot more to get into, but unfortunately we've run out of time. But I want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
We're back after this.